Welcome to part 3 of Chiropterra. And first things first, let's go up to war economy. I think that makes sense for the first thing to do. The luxuries of peace must become distant memory for us. Any waste or hesitation to commit would not only sabotage the war effort, but also be outright treacherous towards her imperial majesty. We're not going to pit anything less than all we have to her. The Equestrian Civil War. Equestria has erupted into chaos after an assassination attempt in Manhattan on Princess Luna during the middle of a speech fighting for Bat Pony rights. Bat Ponies and Luna Loyal seize the city in response. Princess Luna has taken to the air, warning that Princess Celestia has gone mad with hatred of Bat Ponies, plotting her death. Princess Celestia has claimed that Luna is transformed into the swiftest mare of night, Nightmare Moon, with neither side backing down. Civil war has erupted, splitting the continent in two. We are coming, dear princess. We will save you. It is clear New Maryland has some sense. They have made the right decision. The Lunar's control of the southeastern peninsula in Equestria is now endangered. Workers in Baltimore rose up and drove the terrestrial garrison, while Dr. Caballera has founded the Aslan Free State with support from natives. Finally, the loyalists of Nightmare Moon were pushed deeper into the jungles and onto mountains when celestial resistant fighters, led by famous and fictional adventurer Daring Do, captured Stableside. Well, that escalated quickly. Yeah, it did. No, it was Vancouver Commune. The communists of Vancouver exploited the outbreak of civil war to establish their own commune on the shores of Luna Bay. Led by a former equestrian admiral, Dust Hoover, they seized control of the city itself, the surrounding countryside, and have declared to be neutral in the ongoing conflict. I wonder how long they'll last. Like a couple days? I mean, how could anyone last when they're fighting against the Queen, the Nightmare Moon herself, the savior of us all? Why are some of you trying to go to Baltimore? Okay, there you go. Thank you. Border report. Some news has returned from the border today of a peculiar attack conducted by the warlords of Tobuck. It was peculiar more than anything else for the simple fact that it was so poorly planned that the legionnaires on the receiving end of the assault have reported 0 casualties save for a single threshold that injured themselves on barbed wire while scrambling to a trench. What's more strange about this is that no official statement has come out from either the mercenaries or peace shooter, which leads us to believe this attack may have been deliberately disastrous. As due to their tension, we unfortunately cannot guess. But at the very least, it's not our place to complain about receiving several thousand test subjects and a few thousand more laborers. If they wish to continue throwing lives away so freely, though, it is unlikely the administration will happily receive new volunteers. How very odd. Oh, that actually, yeah, that did give me a whole bunch of, okay, cool. Yeah, thanks for giving me more people to test on. That's very nice of you. Wow, that was easy. Man, I thought you'd make it a little harder for me. Oh. Wars are meat grinders that consume both bodies and guns. The Civil War tearing Equestria apart is a war unlike any we have faced before. To this end, we must acquire more weapons than ever before, and we must do it now. Yes, we must. Ooh, more laborers. Boost wartime production. Set up new production lines. Double the shifts. Raise quotas. Employ corporal punishments for workers who slack off. I don't care how you boost productivity, but do it. And do it now. Lord Commander Autumn Breeze. Okay, geesh. And yeah, that's a nice round right there. Very easy. Now let's just go to counterlot, you know? Might as well. Oh, Emerald-like progress report. Project Octopus 3. After a dozen failed tests on hippogriffs, miserable experiments on laborers, and an ungodly amount of dissected cephalopods, Project Octopus has succeeded. In a violation of lab protocols and under the stress of continued failure, the researcher team stored several test subjects and samples improperly out of cold storage. While many of the test subjects in storage expired after testing acted as a control group, those stored improperly all displayed differing level of success. Rather than any trait carried by a species in its DNA that made its regenerative process special, as we incorrectly theorized with hippogriffs, it was discovered that a rare bacteria aided in rapid healing. A bacteria acts similar to healing magic by boosting the speed of the natural healing process. While our soldiers will not be regenerating limbs or preventing excessive scarring when mixed with crystal extract and other chemicals, the rapid stimulation injection pack can close all wounds. Those stim packs, as the team has called them, wow, okay, have been put to use on several laborers in varying levels of injury. All but the most grievously wounded were able to be stabilized. The only clear downside to these stim packs is the degradation of the natural healing ability, but one would have to use hundreds in rapid succession to do any permanent harm. Stim pack, not a bad name, yeah, especially if you're a Fallout. So, how do I give them stim pack? It might just not loaded yet. No, you guys, I want you to keep going. Can I give you guys stim packs? No? Okay. Maybe later. What can I do? Oh, I can appoint different people. Not now. I'm happy with who I have at the moment. I guess I want to... I guess I want to go over here. Let's Let's insurgent training camps. Equestria's southern regions are contested by the disciplines of the knight, a zealous army indeed. Yet their zeal outpaces their skill, and if they are to be the weapons that our imperial majesty truly needs, we must spare no expenses in helping to mold them into true soldiers of the knight. Alright. What did I do? Oh, I don't care about that. I think after that I'm gonna start doing this. And let's just take Canterlot. Why not, right? I mean, I might as well. It's for a Nightmare Moon. Wait, what? No, keep pushing towards counter. Don't stop. What's the point if you're just gonna stop? Keep pushing. Supply the disciples. The disciples are fighting a war on several fronts, and all the zeal in the role can't compensate for the lack of equipment. We must ensure that they are given proper armaments, no matter what we must do to reach them. Yes. Alright, good. The Jungle Corps. Southern Equestria is teeming with jungles, and our exile in Zebrica has given us plenty of experience fighting in them. Using this knowledge, we can ensure the disciples of the night can use the jungles to their greatest advantage. Threshtalia, I love that. They got the Shadow Bolt Society. Transport the POWs. As Her Imperial Majesty's loyalists seize more and more prisoners, we have humbly offered to keep them in our lands. Of course, that is not to say we were planning to just let them sit around. If they won't serve the knight willingly, they can serve unwillingly. Yes, yes, of course. Next I think we just go towards Talltale. Why not? Oh, good, we can continue a project, or we can start a new project. Chiropterra has the perfect climate to produce rubber. Of the realization of how important this material is for modern wars, the recourse is clear. Start producing all the rubber we can. It is not glamorous, but necessary, and victory will demand the mundane as much as the heroic. Sure. I suppose rubber is useful. Just keep going. We could just head straight for the capital. I'd say this is going pretty well. And going well for the Disciples of the Night. The soft ponies of Equestria might think they are ready to fight us, but they'll learn otherwise. Wars are won when your opponent is broken, whether physically or spiritually, and terror is as deadly a blade as any gun. Well, this is going really, really well. I've lost a whole 2,000 troops. And I've took the capital and are on my way to taking their second capital. Nice surround, AI. Nice surround, my queen. My empress. My nightmare moon. Equestria is not looking good. FOB Summerfield. Nightmare Moon calls for us, and we shall obey. To this end, a forward operating base will be established in the area she controls, from which our finest soldiers can operate in the service of the night. Okay. Everyone, start moving down here after you do whatever you're currently doing is done. Okay, you guys, I don't want you doing whatever the other stuff. But you guys just go straight there. Or, never mind. Everyone going straight there, apparently. Except for you. You can clear up these ones. Split up every pony. Magic makes us stronger. What? What? Oh, it's the Buffalo Chieftains preparing to, like, join Equestria. I was like, what? I was super worried someone down there was about to attack us while my army's up here helping my overlord queen. I mean, alright, planes, you're good. You guys just go home at this point. Take out the burden. Many ponies in Her Imperial Majesty's territory refuse to see the truth, and the longer they rot, the more they consume resources, our queen. Sure, I'll accept that, I guess. Sad, I can't complete that. Oh well. A victory 1,000 years in the making. Lucent stared out at the Briny Bay. From here, he could see all the city's landmarks, the statues, the towers, all of it. The whole thing majestically backlit by the rising moon. So this is Manhattan then, he mutters to himself. Beautiful place. Thank the nightmare I didn't need to fight anyone here. Arriving as part of the Chiropterra military mission, Lucent had battled throughout the land of his ancestors, working to restore the emperors to a rightful place. Now waiting for the ship back home, he finally has some time to appreciate the city, but not too much time. As looking down from his cliff viewing point, he saw the convoys pulling into the port of Brooklyn. Better get moving, he thought to himself, and began to make his way. Walking along the historic streets of the city, he saw what the Thresholds there had built. The nightlife was fantastic, so lively in fact that the ponies of the other tribes often participated in it. And with celebrations of Night Marine's victory ongoing, it was more jubilant than ever. Arriving at the port, he saw his troops boarding their ships back home, content in their service to the Empress. Moving along and shaking their hooves, Lucent made his way to the officer's ship and began to board. Well, Mr. Warrior, got any scars? Whirling around, Lucent saw Auburn Leaf leaning on the railing. Auburn, he said, I didn't know you would be part of the reception crew. Auburn smiled and walked over to Lucent. Neither did I. In fact, but my father wanted me to see the city where our ancestors lives, and my, what a sight it is. Both of them stared in silence for a moment out at the view of Manhattan, before Lucent cleared his throat and spoke, trying to break the tension. Well, too bad we're leaving already. It's a great place to see. I probably could have even shown you around. Auburn turned her head. You realize the troops are only putting their gear on board, right? We aren't leaving until daybreak, so the troops can sleep the first part of the voyage. Beginning to smirk, she says, so I think I can take you up on the offer of a tour. Lucent turned to her, with a nervous smile on her face. Sure, sounds nice. History has vindicated us. A new focus tree will be loaded. Replace all hooves on deck with Lunar Dominion. Yay. Get rid of all our good effects and become the most loyal subjects. Our Lunar Dominion. With the Nightmare's return, Chiropterra now stands by the Emperor's side as her most faithful servant. Her enemies are our enemies, and the legions shall fall upon them without mercy. And to show that, I'm gonna get that. So we can get war goal, war down over here. So yeah, I still do war over there. Orders from above. Little Leaf, Lord Commander, Autumn Breeze said slowly as he trotted onto his daughter's roof at the reed plantation. We need to talk. Little Leaf? By the Nightmare, that's never a good sign. You haven't called me that since Mother passed away. Auburn noted with a slight arch of her brow, an incredulous tale she long ago picked up from her father. I'm going to retire, the Lord Commander explained curtly, raising a hoof to half the questions that seemed to be on the tip of Auburn's tongue as she offered a surprised expression. I spent my entire life preparing for Operation Moonshine. It was the work of my predecessor and his predecessors. It was the plan of the very first nobles from Clan Reed, who led our founders here. Our family's been working towards this goal for millennia, and now we're past it. Now that the nightmare rules in Canterlot and the sanctumous sun is beaten. Auburn paused, taking a deep breath as he turned his head to his daughter. Someone with a vision into the next 1,000 years needs to take my spot. Auburn, you will be Lady Commander Leaf, and you will help guide Clan Reed into the next millennia with our goddess. Auburn was silent for a moment before taking a step forward to gently wrap her hooves around her father to give him a silent hug. I will not let you down. I'll begin the necessary paperwork tomorrow, Little Leaf, Auburn said as he patted her back slightly, breaking the embrace. First things first, there's been a bottle of wine I've been saving for this occasion. Let me give you one last order. Go get it for me. Yes, Lord Commander, Auburn said with a gentle smile. Remove Autumn Breeze from Chiropterra. And, now we have a new person. I quite like those effects. I like them more than whatever your father... Yeah, I like the... oh, yeah, your father. Those effects. Yeah, I definitely like them more than your father's effects. Though I think I'll keep the research for now. But I'll keep you in mind. You're probably my other favorite. Alright. I love how... I just noticed these are both just called traders. The Jackal and Duskwane. Okay, then. Orders from above. Praise be to the Nightmare! Thanks to our loyal service in facilitating the return of Nightmare Moon, we can finally carry out her will properly. She has sent us orders from Equestria on how to go about serving her. All on the Legionary Council eagerly await her words. Alright, well, everyone just return home for now. Our dear queen should be able to deal with any small inconveniences, like the Buffalo Chiefdom. Though, if the Changeling Lands ever decides to attack, we may need to come back to help her in that. Oh, God. And she may need some help against a different threat as well. But we'll see if that needs to be later. Project Noctil has finally had a breakthrough. After what felt like an eternity of searching for viable candidates, we have found a volunteer from my own Silver Moon Legion, a particularly large stallion by the name of Comet Flash. Comet Flash is an impressive specimen, even for a going scientific measure. He stands nearly a head and a half above most of the Legion, has had outperformed every other candidate in the physical trials. While I found his physical appearance to be pleasingly symmetrical, a hallmark of good genes, his mind was not as sharp as others that were considered. I am almost embarrassed to admit I hesitated, but it took only a moment to remind myself of Project Nectar's goal, a super soldier. Upon further review of his record, several of his former superiors have reported a cruelty towards the enemy. Some have noted that he does not seem to care about others, only about the next fight. I'll admit it is a shame that Comet Flash was not a smarter stallion. He would have found the LMRD to be quite hospitable to his needs. All things considered, Comet Flash has the best chance to physically endure the chemicals that have been prepared for the treatments. His mental shortcomings are not an issue, but merely eliminate his candidacy for other projects. I shall keep an eye on your progress personally, Mr. Flash. My troops are coming back. The orders are coming in. Orders from above. For the first time since the victory of Her Majesty, the Nightmare, the entire Legionary Council has met in New Asiliacy, now with their new member Auburn Leaf in tow. They have gathered to read the most important document that have received this millennium. All eyes rest upon the Lunar Hail, their chief moon speaker, who had the honor to read the goddess' words. Lunar stood, hooves shaking in anticipation, removed the hoof delivery letter from its orange envelope, held it up and began to read. To my most loyal legionaries, I cannot applaud your efforts to restore to me my rightful imperium enough. Your work for these many centuries as my most faithful servants has delivered to us the most triumphant of victories. But now the war is over, and I have new directives for my most loyal followers. The native population of Zebrica should more quickly be integrated for the stability and prosperity of the Empire. Your government should reform itself to be less reliant on the legions. I will be needing their soldiers soon, and I would not want them to be distracted. To prevent heresy and overzealous dogma, the position of chief mood speaker shall be reformed into a civilian role, accountable only to me. The Native Affairs Commission shall be abolished. Its methods are no longer needed in the new empire, though its role shall be filled in some other way. The researchers of the LMRD are instructed to moderate their acquiring of test subjects, but continue their fruitful research. Lastly, all loyal legionaries shall prepare themselves to conduct war in my name against the Empire's enemies in Zebrica, foremost being the dastardly hippogriffs. Signed, Empress Nightmare Moon. By now, Lunar Hell was shaking all over. Slamming the letter upon the table, she declared, "The word of the Empress, praise be! Let us waste no time in putting her decrees into action." Before flying out of the room, as the rest of the council gathered their thoughts and pondered the letter implication, Stone Palisade rose and adjusted his jacket and said, "Well, you heard the moon speaker. Let's get to work. The Nightmare's will shall be done." So, we will begin our path to fighting against the evils in Zebrica and bring them in to the rightful empire in the next episode. If you enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell button. And as always, peace.